Chapter 11, Microwaves. How would your life be without the humble microwave oven? Russia researched the biological effects of the common microwave oven and found that while it saves you time in the kitchen preparing your food, it is slowly destroying your health. Microwaves cook the most unhealthy, nutrient-depleted food you can purchase, and they also subject families to frequency radiation that permeates the kitchen walls as well as your body. After conducting research into the effects on the health of its citizens by the microwave EMFs, Russia decided in 1976 that microwaves were dangerous to its population and banned the devices in order to protect its citizens. In America, the FDA has its own set of safety standards limiting the amount of microwaves leaking from an oven over the product's lifetime. Any microwave that emits over 5 milliwatts of microwave radiation per square centimeter up to 2 centimeters from the oven's surface is considered faulty and dangerous to health. How much of this radiation is measured by the common person within their homes? Handheld EMF meters can be used to test microwave oven for radio frequency radiation. When microwaves are on, non-ionizing radiation penetrates walls and the human form. Such EMF exposure is classified as a Class 2B possible carcinogen by the WHO. Microwave food loses 60 to 90% of its nutritional value as the food is heated from the inside out, deforming the cell structures of the molecules that are vibrated at the speed of 2.4 billion times per second. Amino acids in milk and cereal grain break down into carcinogenic, cancer-causing substances after they are put into a microwave. When meats are put through the microwave, a carcinogen called D-nitrosodine-thanolamines forms. When fruit is exposed to microwaves, their glucoside and galactoside content breaks down into carcinogenic substances. When food is heated with the microwave in plastic containers, the chemicals within the plastic can leach into the food. Russia issued international warnings for both microwaves and cell mobile phones, which release frequencies that are similar and can cause biological and environmental hazards. Mentioning technology, an article dated March 2012 on the Wired.com website quotes the then CIA chief David Petraeus as saying that we will be spied upon within our homes through our dishwashers. He mused about the emergence of an Internet of Things. So what does that mean? It means wired devices. He mused about this at a summit for In-Q-Tel, the CIA's venture capital firm. All these new online devices are a treasure trove of data if you're considered to be a person of interest to the spy community. GCHQ in Cheltenham in the UK, for example. Once upon a time, a bug would be placed in a sofa cushion or a chandelier to hear a conversation. With the emergence of the smart home, smart meters, you can send information, tag geolocated data that a spy agency can intercept when you use the lighting app on your phone. Items of interest can be located, identified, monitored and remotely controlled through technology such as radio frequency identification, sensor networks, tiny embedded servers and energy harvesters, all connected to the next generation internet using abundant, low-cost and high-powered computing, the latter now going to cloud computing. How very clever, cunning. The CIA has a great deal of restrictions against spying on American citizens, although collecting data from devices is a gray area. Hardware manufacturers store a treasure trove of data, and there are legislators that have grown alarmed at how easy it is for the government to track people through your cell mobile phones or Sony PlayStations. Petraeus is also interested in creating online identities for his undercover spies, and this will introduce the arrival and growth of future CIA officers into all forms of social media. For example, with the introduction of the Facebook timeline, It's made it very easy to backdate online history and for anyone to preview it. In February 2016, The Guardian newspaper reported that James Clapper, the U.S. intelligence chief, acknowledged that agencies might use a new generation of smart household devices to increase their surveillance capabilities. As more and more devices are connecting to the Internet and to each other, the Internet of Things promises increased convenience to a time-strapped society. A remotely controlled thermostat from Google-owned Nest is but one example. In the future, intelligence services might use the Internet of Things for identification, surveillance, monitoring, location tracking and targeting for recruitment, or to gain access to networks or user credentials. Security experts examining the Internet of Things agree that the US and other surveillance services will intercept the signals that the newly networked devices emit, just like the cell mobile phones do. Online threats top the intelligence chief's list of worldwide threats the US faces, probably an online false flag instead of a physical one. The Islamic State topped the threat index, if it even exists. Internationally, domestically homegrown extremists are the greatest terrorist threat rather than Islamic State or Al-Qaeda attacks planned from overseas. Clapper suggested that U.S. adversaries had overtaken its online capabilities, citing Russia and China continuing to have the most sophisticated cyber programs. The White House new cybersecurity initiative tasked the Department of Homeland Security to test and certify network devices within the Internet of Things. In 2015, news reports revealed that microphones on Samsung's smart televisions were always on so as to receive any audio that it could interpret as an instruction.